Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse, and today I'm pretty pissed because well, it's an old story, but now I've had it sitting to calm down. I have a couple of faucets here. These are the automatic one where you put your hand in under them and they start up, and they are this brand Oras. I think the AS is the best part of it. Because both of them has broken, and these were purchased a couple of years ago in PlayHouse, and I went to PlayHouse before the end of the warranty, and I was standing there with two broken faucets and was told to go create a case online, which I naturally did not get to do because I had spent months getting my ass out there to stand at the counter and look like a fucking idiot, to stand at the counter and experience their ridiculously lousy service. But today I think I'll have a look at them, see if I can fix them, but I shouldn't really have to. And as this is a faucet and it's sitting in your bathroom, and you're not really supposed to repair these yourself. It has to do with water, so you have to shut off the water, you have to... It's a mess. Yeah, I'm very displeased with a faucet that doesn't last 2 years before it stops. Oh, how did it stop? Naturally, as this is an automatic faucet and you just put your hands on it and water comes out, well, you put your hands on it and no water comes out. And there is a red LED here that just tells you, meh, not gonna do anything, go F yourself. And of course, I'm not very impressed with that. So I much rather replace them than have to fix them, because if I fix them and they break again, then I have to do it again. And a faucet, and they weren't cheap. They were 1,200 Danish kroners. That is ever so slightly less than $200 a piece, US dollars, $200 US a piece. So hot and cold water, and this is for the battery. There is a battery box, and what do you think when it stopped giving you water? You naturally think that the battery is done for. So what do? You go out and you purchase a new battery, and let me just admit, these are bloody expensive as well. So after trying a new battery that didn't help anything, you kind of realize, oh, then the stuff is broken, and we can probably measure them as I remember it. There's plenty of power on the batteries. Let's see if there's plenty of power on my multimeter as well. So plus minus. So this one has 6.5 volts. And this one has 6.4 volts, and they are 6-volt batteries, so good to go. That's not it. So you put them in this battery box. Let's just pick one of them, and you put this led on, and it connects to the battery, and we should be able to measure the voltage on the pins to make sure that there is still voltage coming out. Can you see that? Maybe. I guess we could use the other battery to get a better angle. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, let's check if there is voltage coming out here. We're good. That's okay. We have them wrong. So 6.5 volts coming out. Awesome. Want to make sure that we can see what happens when we connect this, because sometimes it lights up with color here. Let's pop that in. Does it do anything? Yeah, red. It actually clicks. So right now it's actually clicking. There it clicked off, clicked on, clicked off, clicked on. So right now this one is doing something, which is an improvement. So what about this one? I put it in the bag, by the way. And we actually have a battery in here. I can feel that. Let's make sure that the voltage is good on that one before we test it. Someone has written plus and minus on those. I know who that is. 6.35 volts. Should be good on a 6-volt battery. Red light. This is very happy to see me. Not doing anything. So this one is more dead. Let's try and swap out the batteries. Just to swap up the battery, swap up the battery. Nothing. Okay. So this one is more fun. The other one seems to have fixed itself in the back, which is weird. There's a clicking sound. I expect that is better. So, how do we get in here? I think we can take some of this apart. Oh, and by the way, I did see this one fail because it was sitting at my mom's bathroom, and naturally that became my problem when it didn't work. So I was the one that had to take it down and put up another one for them. So that was for sure not working when we disassembled it. So there, and I think we can take this one off. There's a tiny little screw in there, so we can get that one off. Oh. That's not a screw. Oh, okay. You can press it in and it comes off, or you can just pull real hard and it comes off. So on the back, is that an Allen key? That one is just right. It's very noisy in here right now. Let's take that one out. Does this come out then? So how do you take that one off? Oh, so when this is off, there's another Allen key down here that needs to be persuaded. There, that is off. I managed to take this one off as well. That's the aerator for the water. And there's another, I think that's the same size Allen key, if we're lucky. We're not lucky. It's a Torx. Okay, so security Torx. How big is this thing? It's a rather big one. So let's see if it's the same size as hard drives. Yep, same size as a 9. It could also be a 10. It's a little flimsy, so maybe it's a 10. Screw that. Got the screw out. Does it come apart? Would be cool to take these out. Oh, maybe they do come out. Oh, so they do come out. Ah, so they are threaded backwards. Okay. That's a new one. Ah, it's full of water. So, there's also there. Okay, I got it apart. Yeah, I had been searching for this on YouTube, how to take it apart, but I found that I could pull the screwdriver in here and I could lift it out this way, and then I get this part out there, and that's where the water connects to the upper part. So yeah, there is instructional videos on how to take this apart, but it's on Vimeo, and yeah, I didn't look there, so I Googled it and then they showed up. So what is going on here? So this thing should be able to come out. There. And then there is this tiny little circuit board that controls the thingies here, and I saw someone remove this piece of plastic and then take this out. Okay, so the rest of this is just plastic. So there's a lot of stuff that I did not need to take apart, apparently. Okay. So somewhere in here there's a magnet that needs to open and close. We should be able to hear that if it is working. So we should see the red LED at some point. There. And it does not do anything. So that's not optimal. So where is the error? Is it on this piece? Looks to be something that water can't get inside. They have plasticed it all over. Yeah. I think I'll try and take this apart. I should be able to put 6 volt in here and hear this thing clicking, if that is working. If that works, that thing is broken. I have sacrificed a resistor. So let's pop that in. One of the lace. I could have sacrificed something a little thicker. So I'm guessing that it's probably a magnet up here, but it has red and black wires. So let's see if it will. It did click. So does it need to go each way? apparently okay, it does click. Doesn't click very loudly. I wonder if I can unscrew this. Okay, so it's taken apart a little bit more, so let's try this again. So apparently it was in that position already, and it clicked. Clicked again. I think this works. Okay, I have tested this, and this one works. I can blow air through it here, and then I can actuate it with 6 volts. It says about 3 watts on the label here, if you can see that. But 6 volts, 3 watts. That's about half an amp. And then I can't blow air through it, and then I can do it again, and then I can blow air through it. So this works. So it's this thing that is dodgy. So here's the battery, here is the sensor circuit, and here is the electric valve. I guess it is. So it's dead as a doornail. It's the next day. I stopped filming yesterday. I was in shock. I went and I googled what this thing costs. It cost just about $100 for this tiny little circuit thing that controls the faucet. That means that this thing is half the price of the faucet, and well, it wasn't really much cheaper anywhere. Well, the most expensive place I found was a place in UK, and they very nicely charged £335 for this. So that would be more than the faucet. So if that's selling, I could buy faucets and just take this out of it and sell them loose. So I have no idea what to do here, but this is ridiculously expensive. Okay, so I have hardwired this to the power supply instead of using a battery, and that was just to see if the it actually does something now. Oh, the bloody pump. So it blinks now when it's activated, red, which is probably not good. So if I activate it, it does draw some power over there. So it's kind of doing something, and sometimes it's trying to draw some power. Not all the time, but sometimes. I wonder if this could be in the wrong position or something. Something happens. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but now it clicks. And all I did was I dismounted this, and I put power to this one in the opposite direction of what it was. So it clicked once, and then I connected everything again. So it's not completely dead. See the power supply, every time it's triggered it takes some power. Maybe if I don't. Okay, it only takes power when it has to move one way. There. And when it goes back it doesn't use any power. And then it uses power again. It's all good and fun, but How does it work with the battery? Otherwise it's not much use. I don't want to put a power supply in the bathroom. So it lights up red, which is a bad color. Yes, it clicks. So did I fix it just by dismantling this, putting 6-volt power to it in one direction? I might have. So this stupid thing didn't do a very good job. Let's try and put the faucet back together. So I took a lot of this apart that I didn't need to take apart. Probably I can almost take this and I can pop that directly in here. I wonder if that... if that is how to fix it if you're not... It's the same connector. Okay, this is very difficult. The pump keeps starting, but I'll pop the... You can hear it clicking, so it works again. So yeah, I was just wondering if when you take the faucet apart and you can disconnect this to the solenoid or to the electric valve here, if you can power it and then it will be good, if that's what was wrong. So okay. So in the bottom of the faucet, this sensor thing naturally has to stick out here. So you put that in and stick the sensors out, and then they have made this piece of red plastic to hold it in place, and that you need the pointy bits, if you can call that, to go in, and it just shoves into place, and then they are actually kept really well in place with that tiny bit of plastic that is just there. So not sure I needed to take that apart either. So now we have this part, and we can put those two connectors together. If I point them in the right direction, that's there. And there is a holder for that to be sitting there. And that wire needs to go in somehow. But before I do that, I want to test it again and make sure. No, we'll put this in and then we'll test it. So this wire needs to go down again where it came from. Down the hole here, because we need to connect our batteries from the outside. Happily they have made that choice. And then this wire goes down the side here, this goes up here, and that thing is where the water goes out the faucet. So that thing we need to line up, which shouldn't be too hard, he said. Okay. Seems that we are about there, and pop that in. Am I missing anything? No. There. Okay, so we're in, and we should be able to connect our battery and hear the clickety click. Otherwise we're as screwed as before. power on. Waiting for the red light. There, it said something. That's a good thing. Before it was dead. And it clicks. Way better. We need to put in all the other stuff. There is a screw that goes in the back here with an Allen key. There. We have this thing that goes in here. I have no idea. Oh, that goes in multiple ways. That's kind of irritating. So if we want it to stick up that way, we will fasten it there. That means that this thing should be pointing about that way. That's wrong. Oh, there it is. Okay, fiddly, but it goes from minus to plusity plus. A bit too much. Okay. So now I need the hoses to go back on, and they were needed to be screwed in the wrong way. So that is important. There, I need to tighten those a little. So far so good. I'm gonna put this thing on as well because how does that go? That goes that way. Okay, so we have moved to the bathroom and I have removed this thing from the ugly bathroom's bathtub because we need to borrow some water here, and yeah. It's actually very nice because we don't have to mess around with cold water. We can do it with hot water. So let's get one of these faucets ready. We can shut this off again. So I have the faucet here and I have prepared a little bit of fittings to one of the... I don't have to test both of them because the water sources are mixed up to get the right temperature. And yeah, the thing that we're testing is just the on-off thing, because it doesn't really control the temperature in any way, shape or form. So I have connected that to one of them, and we should probably put this in the middle somewhere. So I have no idea if it's the cold or the warm one. So now something should come up, and we'll connect some power to it as well. There. That is where 3 hands would be really nice. There. And it's powered. And maybe I shouldn't... So, yeah, my... a little bit leaky over here. Never mind that. So this works. So is that the warm or the cold one? So that's the warm one. Cold. Okay, so it so that's the... I connected it to the cold water, I assume, because if I go to the warm, I'm turning the thing on the other side. All the way to the hottest, there's very little flow there. So I'm happy with that result. Let's get the water out again. So this one is back in working order. Should we just, for the giggling effect, test the other one as well? So we will disconnect this one at this point. There, and I did put in a little wash, a thing to keep it. What do you call those? Seal? So let's just test this as well. So Oops. And we dip the battery. That's perfect. You're meant to do that naturally. Let's get some pressure again. And remove my fingers from the sensor. And we are still good to go. Cool. So I swapped out the faucets. So this one is the other one. And that one is also good to go. My have a bit of a leak here. That doesn't matter, but yeah, it's quite a leak. But the faucet works. It turns on and off. I'm testing the other one as well now. We're at it. I don't know why. It's just told you that there is no difference. So let me make sure that I'm not lying too much. Oh, these actually has some seals. I'll need this one then. It has seals and then it's very leaky. Maybe it's the double seals that didn't work very well. Okay, we're ready again. Pressure's on. Yes. And it can be regulated. Oh, this one can turn all the way up. So maybe I have messed the other one up. Okay, it's just not. It's fine. So it helps to sleep on stuff, because last night I was pissed as hell when this was $100 and it clicks. So I managed to fix both of them, even though one of them had kind of fixed itself in the box. So I can't very well take credit for that, even though I probably just should. So the other one we fixed, and it turns out that that little solenoid inside has two positions, on and off. And if it's in the wrong position, it gets very confused and it doesn't work. So you need to take it apart, manually put the solenoid or valve in the other position, and then assemble it again, and then mine works. So yeah, if you have the same issue, it might be a solution. I have a very nice power supply and all, but I'm pretty sure you could manage it with a battery and some wire. Take it apart, take the battery out. I have one that is out, and connect a piece of wire to each, some tape, and then have the solenoid go in the other position, and then test it before putting it all back together again, because there's nothing worse than have done a job and then put everything back together and it doesn't work, and you have to take everything apart again to put two wires and hear a click and then do it all again. So make sure to test it before you put in the last screws. But other than that, I'm very happy that I got to repair these, because, well, as the receipt says, these are 1,200 Danish kroners faucets a piece. And yeah, I'm still really pissed that they broke, though. It's a pretty awful design that a faucet suddenly stops working just because it doesn't know what position it is in, and then doesn't do anything. I was waving my hands in front of that when it was sitting where it was supposed to be sitting, and nothing helped. So yeah. And Bauerhaus's service was awful. I think I mentioned that at the start. I'm very disappointed with their service. When I came with my two faucets, it would have been okay if they've taken them and said, oh, we'll have a look at them and fix them, and I could go back and get them when they have fixed it. Now I have been spending 4 hours on this. That is 4 hours that could have been better spent, but hopefully you will now be able to do this a lot quicker if you have the same issue. So hopefully this will help someone out there with the same irritating problem. What do you need for this? You need a multimeter to check if your battery is okay. If the battery is okay, you probably have this error. And clearly you don't actually have to take the faucet out of the bathroom to do this. although when you have taken the top off and that white thing is sticking up, if you then activate it, you will have water everywhere. So yeah, you have to shut off the water underneath it to make sure that that doesn't happen. Or you just have to do a little bit of cleaning in the bathroom when there's water everywhere. Might be that time anyway. So I think we'll end it here with my rant and fix. And if you would be so kind and give this video a like, especially if you have now used the video to fix your faucet, I would very much like to hear about it. It's very nice for me to hear when I've been able to help someone else with their problems through my struggles. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a really nice day. Bye bye.